Welcome to Volume 11 RockTalk Podcast, brought to you by Volume 11 Music. Your hosts, Rich Hoffa, Rick Lawhorn, and Mark Dunn. RockTalk, Volume 11 Music.
Out of cooking with seed oils. It's crazy.
Well, that's nice. All right. Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah, we're going to do it for real here. All right. Yeah, after we're cracking up.
Hey, this is Rock Talk at Volume 11 Music in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and we are episode 31.
31.
I didn't know we could count that.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know we'd last this long, but we got a lot of people watching it. And we're shooting for 1,500 followers, so please hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video, and make a comment if you want to chime in on what we're talking about. So also just a little housekeeping, guys, we're getting almost all the inventory on our website, and if you're out of state, little hint, you save on the tax because you don't pay state sales tax, because I haven't sold enough into your state to be able to collect it. So hey, you're getting yourself a deal there.
So Alaska, bring it.
Yeah.
No, I don't ship to Alaska. It's too far,
You don't ship
too
to
expensive.
Alaska?
No, I don't do Hawaii either.
Wow.
Well, that makes sense.
Lower 48.
At least
So,
Alaska's connected,
and well, kinda.
but you got to go through Canada.
You got to go through
Canada.
Yeah. So
Play some hockey.
yeah. So we've had some comments, or recommendations or whatever, and we had a lot of people say, "Hey, you guys talk about a lot of really cool old bands and things like that, but how about bringing some new bands up and talking about those?" So what we're going to do,
No idea.
So we've talked about in the past that it's so hard to find good music nowadays. It's like needle in a haystack. It's like a big swirl. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it just it almost has to fall in your lap.
Well, you just got to shop on aisle 5150.
Right, exactly. So what we're going to do is, I guess, because I'm always doing all the digital marketing and things like that for the store, I started getting bands and stuff popping up in algorithms, little shorts and stuff. So I click on them, I check them out. So we've got a handful of a handful of short, snippets of videos that we're gonna show you, and Rick and Mark haven't heard half these bands, so this will be the very first time that they get to hear them. So we're gonna start off with a band, Ace Monroe. These guys are out of Nashville. And they are touring. So if you like the band, of course, check them out.
Is Ace Monroe the band, or is that a dude?
No, that's the name of the band.
Very
I didn't do a lot of history.
Come out of Nashville. Like, it's mostly
single
acts,
right? Yeah.
duos.
Well,
I
evidently Nashville's got a great rock and roll scene.
I can say that because my wonderful wife Rose and myself and some of the Cactus Jack members, we went down there back in September, and honestly, all jokes aside here, we were shocked, or I was shocked, how much rock and hard rock and metal.
Sure.
I mean, we were we're going to hear a bunch of George Strait, right? Nope. They're playing Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Thrashville.
Man in the Thrashville. Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth. I heard that in Nashville. Alice in Chains. A lot of alternative rock too, like Nirvana and Pearl Jam. And there was country, obviously, but the point being that there is rock in Nashville, despite what it's not all country music.
All right, so let's check these guys out. Ace Monroe from Nashville.
Ace Monroe.
Yeah. So what do you guys think?
That's I liked it.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
I can tell you that
Yeah.
I heard
It's very cool.
3 decades in
Yeah.
that band.
Yeah.
Visually, they remind me a lot of Blackberry Smoke.
But yeah, very
Yeah.
Blackberry Smoke
And
kind of
they're
vibe.
definitely
yeah.
vibing like that. But I mean, I heard some Zeppelinish kind of stuff in there,
Yep.
and then I heard like 1980s like Bullet Boys kind of
Yeah,
production.
kind of.
Right,
I
yeah,
get what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I liked
yeah,
it too. It was
yeah.
very
No, that's happening. And
cool,
it's,
cool groove. I like the groove was awesome.
yeah,
on
I mean,
that,
I
too.
give it a 5.8 on the dance scale.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, the American Bandstand
Yeah,
here.
but I
right?
mean, that was pretty cool, and it doesn't sound too far like anything. And you know, all those young guys, no homo, are very good looking, so they're appealing to look at. You know, I
Right.
mean, they got a good.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm
Right.
just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, it's this bands. They've got influence of bands that we grew up with.
Yeah,
but they don't sound like
Exactly like anybody.
the
But
band.
I've never heard that kind of mashup before.
Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty
It's-
good.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, almost like a little bit of Southern rock without being really true Southern rock.
Yeah.
A little bit of a bluesy hard rock, like early Aerosmith thing.
Yeah.
A little bit without being really Aerosmith, but put together in a really cool, clever way. And can't beat the Les Paul with the nice gritty
Definitely
overdrive.
Aerosmith.
Yeah, the groove. I'm thinking
Yeah.
70s Aerosmith. You know, like those old albums where there was a lot of heavy groove.
Oh yeah,
on
because
those.
it's sparse. It's not a lot going on. They're
Yeah.
playing parts.
Right,
And
right.
that
Yeah.
reminds me of most Aerosmith songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Very intricate.
I mean, I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's very cool. I gotta tell you, I didn't expect to like anything.
Yeah, well, it's,
I buy it.
that's
I
the thing
can buy
too.
it.
It's
I mean,
like for me, it's like all these bands that came across. These are the ones that I liked. I thought they were pretty cool. I thought that they had some good stuff going on there. So
Ace Monroe.
Ace
yeah,
Monroe.
and they are playing all over the place. You know, check their tour schedule, and I just grabbed a song that had a decent video as well.
Right, it was kind of a fun rock and roll
some of
video.
they got some great songs, really nice songs.
Two thumbs up.
2 thumbs up,
Yeah.
four thumbs.
So let's go with let's see, there's a band called Gunshine, and they're out
Gunshine,
of
okay.
Florida.
Okay. Honestly, I've never heard them, but I'm curious to check them out.
Gunshine
Yeah.
State.
Yeah, Gunshine Stage. Yeah, and this was like again, it was another short that popped up in my feed. I clicked
Right.
on it, and I'm like, okay, man, these guys are pretty cool.
And you had never heard them before.
I
Just-
never heard
okay,
them before. It was
kinda
just
popped in.
just popped in. I listened to them, and then
All right.
I went and checked the band.
Tell me what I need to know, and I'll tell you. Show me what you need to show. Baby girl, I'll show you. Follow where I want to go. Don't think I won't follow you. One more thing, just so you know. Don't get too comfortable. Well, from the place you go, where the boom boom never stops. All day, every day, from the bottom to the tip-top. Hope you got control, 'cause you about to lose it all. What do you say? We about to rock away and have a damn good time for show. We about to live it up. We about to do it right. We ain't gonna stop until the daylight.
Yeah,
I didn't know Kid Rock had that kind of a voice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was Kid Rock's brother there, lead singer for this band.
yeah.
L.A. Guns. That's what that reminds me of.
LA
Well,
Guns a little
they've
bit.
got kind of that extreme, kind of extreme because all the funky,
A lot of
guitar
groove in there, yeah.
groove, guitar
Definitely the
stuff.
thick Les Paul sound. Almost
Yeah.
the tone, almost thinking of Slash a little bit, GNR,
Yeah.
tone wise. But yeah, nothing wrong with that. I mean, I love
know
that
what?
kind of rock. I mean,
It's also refreshing. Not that there's anything wrong with drop D and lower
the
tune.
lower tunings. It's
But
kind
man, that it's almost like that's what I expected to hear. So
heavy low tuning.
yeah, this is just
Good hard rock.
but that straight up reminds me of LA Guns, Faster Pussycat.
Yeah,
You're not ripping
well,
on them.
it's-
That's still
no,
something
no, no.
different.
I mean, just to do an
because I love
analysis,
that
really
stuff,
seriously,
but
just analysis,
It's
but-
more of that 80s vibe.
Late-
It's
mid to late 80s,
I
hard
can,
rock.
I can
extreme
understand
and-
the singer better though.
Yeah,
Seriously, I mean, like
Yeah.
he's enunciating even with that's two guys right there that don't have your typical. I mean, they're he kind of sounds a little bit like Vince Neil.
Vince a little
Yeah.
bit had the higher
Yeah.
upper register, you know,
Yeah.
But,
to his voice. Yeah.
And as soon as I saw the strippers, I'm like, okay, we're going for a Motley Crue vibe here.
All right, yeah, I had that.
I like seriously the guitar riff too, like some of the
yeah, I
little
really
notes.
like
He had
that.
a lot of
I
neat
like
note combinations on that, which I thought was pretty cool.
Especially for a left-handed guy.
Lefty, right? That's right. Left-handed Les Paul sales are going to soar.
Nothing wrong with left-handed.
No,
right.
got a lot of great
That's
left-handed
right.
players out there, and
Yeah.
awesome stuff.
All right, so I'm going to throw you guys a curveball here. So
curveball
here
time.
is,
Baseball season.
let's
so.
see, where is it? This band is called Freeze the Fall, and we had a YouTube follower
cool. Awesome.
that loves watching the show, but he's like,
Appreciate
hey,
it.
would you give these guys a plug?
Yeah,
And they're
right.
16, 17-year-olds. They're up in British Columbia. A little bit more on the heavier side, but
That's why they use the word freeze, because they're in Canada.
They're in Canada.
right, and
Cold up there in
yeah,
Canada.
but
yeah.
pretty cool stuff. They've
Okay.
got the whole Game of Thrones type of
Okay.
vibe going on.
So this is somewhat performative as well as
yeah. So it's real. It's pretty cool.
Over my eyes. Frostbite and silence haunts me. It led me to this life. Here I'm assessed and rated, strengthened and anemone. Love will dance, enchanted, smirks as we lie.
Yep.
Yeah,
Canadian
that's it.
trios, you gotta love them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought they were pretty cool.
I like
mean,
it.
they're all players.
Right.
The drummer's really good. I mean,
Singer's
he's
got a pretty
some
good
tight,
voice.
Really good
Yeah.
voice.
I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of that. I definitely would. I'm interested to hear more.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not
Yeah, I
even
would-
paying attention to their youth. It just sounds good.
Yeah, well, just they're good players. I mean, I like it. It's not, drop down a lot. I mean, it's
Right.
it's got some good hooks to
Hooks,
it. I
some
mean,
cool
yeah.
little kicks on the drums. I know some of the little accents in there on the verse of it.
It's
Yeah.
crisp. It's a crisp
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah,
And they're out
really
there in the
good.
cold. You got to give them bonus points for that, you know?
right.
I mean, there's Canadian trios, like you said, Rush and Canada. And
Yeah.
up in there in Triumph.
You know how Canada got named?
How's that?
They were all sitting around pulling letters out of a hat, and it was CANA.
Mark will be performing all week at the Chuckles Room
If you want to
downtown.
throw things at them, you're more than welcome.
All right.
So,
no, they're cool. I like
yeah.
seriously. I like all the bands so far. I have no issues.
So
I'm not going to give it the old what was it, Beavis and Butthead. Leave the guy really thuck.
Yeah.
None of that goes to these bands. They are all. I would.
Yeah,
not
so
buy it.
far
They're
I'm,
good, man.
I'm intrigued
Double
by all
thumbs
of them.
up.
Yeah,
and I'm
for sure.
surprised too, because I'm kind of I'm
more
a curmudgeon
cynical of
that
us.
way.
yeah.
Because I've just heard so much awfulness, and subjectively, not cutting on anybody, but it doesn't necessarily need to be my cup of tea, and I can still look at it
Yeah.
if it's good.
And I say that all the time. That anybody that knows me personally or knows the bands I play. There's a certain way I play. There's a certain way our bands sound.
Yeah.
And but having said that, there's a lot of stuff that I love that's totally different from that. So
Right.
I'm not like, well, it's got to sound like this or I don't like it. I'm not like that at all. I mean, I'll give anything a fair shake, and I've really enjoyed all the clips we're watching here so far.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. We'll go change it up a little bit. So this band, I like these guys as well. They're out of St. Louis,
St. Louis.
and they're playing a good amount around the United States. But they're called
Okay.
the band called Feel.
Feel. All right. Feel.
Is that the name of the
The
band?
band Feel?
Band Feel,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. takes me back to the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Very
find it
70s
interesting.
vibe.
You know, there's the also the setup, the drums,
The
that are
drum
on the floor.
Yeah,
Right.
it looked very much
Yeah.
like you're watching a TV show in 1973 and seeing a
Yeah.
rock band,
Yeah.
which I dig the whole 70s thing. I mean,
And vintage gear. There's not
Very
a whole
vintagey,
lot of
yeah.
distortion going on.
yeah,
Right.
just like plug to an amp, turn it up, go for a 70s hard driving rock and roll vibe.
And not, I mean, it's guitar, bass, and drums, and a singer.
Right.
You don't hear a whole lot of extra.
Yeah,
vocals going
yeah,
on.
no, definitely.
No, it's really, really cool. Really cool. Really cool band. I mean, I liked them a lot.
So when you see these initially, Rich, just curious, like what's catching your eye the most? Like, is it the song itself, the vibe they're giving out? You know, what kind of makes you go, yeah, let's
a lot
fucking
of
do
it, of course, when you're looking at, shorts, I mean, it's just a
Quick,
picture.
yeah,
Just a quick
right,
picture.
right.
So, just like, it's actually kind of like, going through the record store and you're like, oh, okay, you're looking at the album cover and you're going, okay, these guys look pretty cool. I
Yeah.
wonder what they sound like, and so it just click on it.
Or I bought
And
my
it's-
first Motorhead album in
Right.
1983 off of that.
And
Seriously, yeah.
honestly,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it is. I mean, I
Yeah.
can usually tell by guitars that they're using, or way they're dressed, or
Yeah.
or the drums, or what have you. And then, but I try to click, trying to learn more about newer music
newer
and
bands
seeing
that are
what's
out
out there. So, I'm just clicking on the stuff, and
Okay.
if I like it, I like it. I might
Well,
download some of their music
so
or
far,
try to buy
all-
it.
all
So
good stuff here.
Yeah.
You know what else
Yeah.
I really am enjoying is this is the advent of MTV.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
how it was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
This is like in the videos. They were like live,
Just playing and
or
jamming it
performance
out. Yeah,
videos
right.
of, the dudes in the strip bar. I mean, you saw, it's still a performance video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no concept. They're not trying to sell a
Right.
mood. It's
Right.
just rock out.
Yeah.
And that's what I really appreciate. I miss
Yeah.
those types. If this was being on, if there's had a channel on TV for this stuff, I'd watch that again.
I wish
yeah,
there was.
yeah, yeah.
Really. I mean,
Yeah.
just seriously, just
Well,
a
I
good
miss
channel,
it.
good
I
rock and
miss
roll.
it, because it
good
was
music.
great. Flip it on, watch the videos, and do stuff like that. I mean, it just cool thing is that you see what's going on, or there's a story to go along with it. That's
Or even if it's just on a stage.
yeah,
Yeah.
That transfers the performance.
Yeah.
Through the screen. And I don't want to derail this, but you got to wonder, with all those performance videos from MTV, it's probably verifiable that the late 70s and the entirety of the 80s and the mid 90s were the heyday for concerts.
right,
Yeah.
for sure.
So I wonder how much of that was inspired by seeing, Living on a Prayer on that big
Oh
stage.
yeah,
you know
well there
what
was
I'm
nothing like going to see a big rock concert.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. I mean, especially with there's movement on stage,
Right,
and just standing there.
And every one of these acts have been good looking. And I'm only saying that, seriously, because that stopped mattering for a while.
yeah, right.
And in some genres, it still doesn't matter. And maybe that's why they wear masks.
Yeah,
But my point is like, these are visually cool.
yeah.
Looking,
Just cool rock bands.
Cool rock bands
yeah.
with the look. And,
That's right.
You know.
So we'll do one more.
Okay.
And we'll save the
Yeah.
rest for the next
Yeah, it's been
episode.
fun. They're all fun episodes.
Yeah.
This is really,
So-
I'm digging it. Having a good time here, checking out some new jams.
So this band is stumbled across these guys. It's called the Southern River Band,
Southern River
and
Band.
they're
Okay.
actually out of Australia.
Out of
That's pretty
Australia.
south.
Yeah, that's
So
south.
it's south
you
as
don't
you
get
get.
much more south than
Well,
Australia.
these guys have they're a little different. So
Different, okay.
I'm not sure what all's going on there, but hey, I like the songs, and
Well, let's check it out.
let's check it out. I think it's pretty cool.
Thank
a broken VRO. Wanna eat shit, piss, lay down. They tell you yes or no. So we'll wait for the blues and take them all away. Out through the nighttime, mama, come break it down. Like a hand on the shoulder, and stay square. Shine the deal, boy, come on now, bass player. Like a hand on the shoulder, and stay square. Shine the deal, boy, come on now, bass player.
Good God. If
That's
you
in
could
your
put-
face, isn't it?
That's Zeppelin,
Zeppelin.
Deep Purple, and freaking
Yeah.
Thin Lizzy.
And a little touch of maybe Mountain, just a little bit of
Maybe,
Mountain.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, just a good old
That's
70s vibe. And
banging.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
And
digging
again,
it.
just the no frills. That's probably their garage.
Yeah.
And it's a
Yeah.
cool video.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Cool vibe all the
Yeah.
way.
And these guys are, I've watched some of the videos of those guys. I mean, they're playing, some big crowds. I don't
Okay.
know if they've made it to U.S. yet,
Right.
but hey, it was another one that popped up, and I go,
Yeah, I dig
these
it. I
guys
mean,
are pretty
I don't mean
freaking
this in a
cool.
bad way at all. It definitely has a quote unquote dated sound. I mean, it sounds like early 70s.
Right.
But I love that stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm
good
like,
stuff.
give it
Yeah.
to me. I love it.
And
I'm
that,
digging
there's
it,
even
you know.
some, not
Late
because of the word
60s.
Southern, but some of that riff was Allman Brothers.
Allman,
Big
yeah.
time.
So they've done their homework on good
Yeah.
quality, 70s based rock, definitely.
Yeah.
And but doing their thing with it, which is very cool.
And the singer has, the guitar or the hairdo from Freddie Mercury in Night at the Opera.
It is
Right.
the
Yeah.
1975 era Freddie Mercury.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely got that vibe going
But,
on.
what
so-
I like about it most
some,
is it's just good, straightforward rock and roll.
Yeah,
You got a good, you got something happening on stage. You got good hooks to them.
3 hooks in that song.
Yeah, there's some really cool hooks.
Really cool stuff. So, but I guess that wraps it up for this week's episode of Rock Talk.
That was my favorite one. No disrespect to the other ones. I loved them all, but
Yeah.
that one was that one.
Yeah,
That's
that
pretty
great
cool.
hook. I mean,
Yeah.
I would agree. It's all good stuff.
That's
so,
it.
yeah.
So, where are you guys playing at this weekend?
All right. Well, I will be Friday night up in Stafford, Virginia, Route 610, Buffalo Mo's with Cactus Jack. Start time 8:30 p.m.
Cool.
I am in Virginia Beach at South Beach Grill with my band.
Okay, cool.
Saturday night at 9.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And I won't be doing any of that.
The most consistent man in Central Virginia here.
That's right.
Rich, I won't be doing anything Hoffa.
But I'll be here putting more stuff on
Yeah.
the website for you guys to buy on Volume 11 Music's website, so I can ship it all over the United
And
States.
coffee.
And we got the coffee
That
going on. The
coffee's good.
coffee's good.
Yeah,
All that
gives
stuff.
a lot of good feedback on the Volume 11 Music coffee.
Exactly. So we're just turning out a good music store, cool products, and good vibes. So peace, everybody. We'll see you next week.
This has been an episode of Volume 11 Rock Talk Podcast, brought to you by Volume 11 Music.